Guys, I picked the worst day to be sat here filming a YouTube video. Oh my gosh, it's 32 degrees today. But today we're doing something that I haven't done in a little while. I have been asked to do this again for a little while. You guys love when I do reacting to like confessions and stuff. Usually I react to you guys' confessions, but today we're reacting to some Reddit confessions. And the Reddit confessions sometimes get kind of crazy, so I'm super intrigued to see what we get into today. And the confessions we're doing in particular are the Am I the A-hole ones, because you guys love those so much. So I thought I would bring it back and do it again. I've brought my camera a little bit more forward, so that's probably better. Oh, something I should probably mention, if you see something red in my mouth, it's not food in my mouth, it's wax for my braces, because I have a fat ulcer inside my mouth. Just thought I had to clarify that, because if you guys thought I had food in my mouth, that would be so humbling, but no, it's wax. So sorry guys, you're gonna have to ignore that. Okay guys, so I found like the Reddit tag where everyone puts all of their Am I the A-hole confessions, and for anyone who doesn't know what it is or hasn't watched me do this video before, basically people on Reddit will like post their story time and they're not really sure whether they're in the right or not, so they're asking the public like, was I the a-hole in this situation or was it the other person? So we're gonna start off strong. This one was actually uploaded 4 hours ago. This person said, am I the a-hole for returning the bag my husband bought me because I didn't want the rude sales assistant to get commission? Interesting. I've never experienced a sales assistant being so rude to me before, so maybe I overreacted here. But last week I was looking for a birthday gift. There was only one free sales assistant and I could tell she didn't want me to approach her as she was intentionally avoiding eye contact and walking away when I was close. I waited 10 minutes in the hopes that there was another sales assistant. I can't say the word assistant with my braces. Assistant. It's like my braces sometimes give me a little bit of a lisp. It's really annoying. I waited 10 minutes in the hopes that another sales assistant would be free, but there weren't. And it was getting late, so I approached the original sales assistant. She pretty much brushed me off without helping me, so I went back to browsing on my own as my husband was going to meet me there. When my husband arrived, her entire demeanour changed and she suddenly wanted to do her job. I was looking at a bag that I would have bought for myself if it wasn't for the rude sales assistant. My husband asked me if I wanted to get it, but I said no, as the rude sales assistant would have been the one to benefit from the commission, as by this point she had come over and was offering help to us. A few days later, my husband surprised me with the exact same bag. I asked him if he got it from the same place and if it was the same sales assistant who had helped him. It was, so I told him I wanted him to return it. He knows she was rude and dismissive when I tried to ask her for help, but he still didn't want me to return her back, as he said I would be missing out because of a random stranger. To him, the commission isn't a big deal, but I don't think she should benefit after how rude she was. If he had bought the bag with a different sales assistant, I would have kept it, but since he didn't, I returned it. Now he's upset because I returned his gift. Am I the a-hole? Okay, controversial. I'm gonna say she was the a-hole. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand that the sales assistant was rude and that you would be sitting there in a mindset of like, this person doesn't deserve my commission, especially if it was maybe like a designer bag or something like that. You know, obviously they would be getting even more commission than they've just been rude to you. But at the same time, like, that's just life. In a way, like, I don't know, like, you get rude people, but, you know, as long as you know you're a good person, there's not really much else you can do. I would say fair enough if you was in the shop by yourself and you was like, I don't want this person to benefit from it, so I'm not going to get the bag. But like, your husband went and bought it out for you as a gift and then now you're going to return it because of someone that you don't actually know. And like, you don't know what that person maybe had going on the day. They could have got like the worst news of their life, you know, you never really know. So it's definitely one of those where you try not to judge straight away. But yeah, I would say he was the a-hole in that situation. Oh. This one is interesting. Am I the a-hole for not leaving anything to my first daughter? Yikes, that is pretty deep. Here's the short backstory. I, 42 male, met a girl, Angela, at a party 23 years ago. We had fun and then she ghosted me. I did not hear from her for a year as I received an order to pay child support. Turns out I had a kid named Marilyn who is 22 today. It was a shock, but I decided that if it was a child of mine, I wanted to be a part of her life. But then the girl did not agree with me. So I talked with CPS, went to court and managed to be the weekend father in process. It was made sure that yes, I am the father, at least on paper. I never managed to actually meet my child as CPS was useless, even court was useless and even police was useless. So for the next 16 years, I sent her birthday cards, etc., until I got a text message: "Stop harassing me with your cards. I know what kind of man you are. I don't consider you as my father." Well, it broke my heart, but I decided to move on. I paid the child support until she was 19, until the end of high school, and tried to forget about her. I got married and had 3 kids. The main part of the story: my mother passed away a year ago. She was a successful real estate agent and I was the only child. Over her life, she managed to buy 4 apartments as an investment, and I decided to make arrangements that my 3 kids out of my current marriage will get 1 apartment each. Until they finish high school, those are rented out and the profit goes into an investment account that can also be accessed after graduation of high school. Remaining 2 homes, one was her own home, I kept as our own investment for retirement. A few weeks ago, the long lost daughter, Marilyn, reached out to me via email saying sorry that my mother had died, and she asked that I am all giving my kids an apartment, asked when she would receive hers, and was also curious about what other things grandmother might have left her. I was shocked. I had no idea how she got this information, but people talk and kids love to brag about their stuff. I replied to her that I did not plan to give her anything, as I paid child support for 19 years and considered my part done. I never got to be a father even though I wanted to. A declaration that she didn't consider me as the father hurt me enough. I received an angry email from Angela calling me an a-hole for stealing the kids' part of the inheritance, and that I really hurt Marilyn. I had a very long rant as a reply and then deleted it. I never sent it out and decided to just not reply. My wife is neutral and told me that I should give her one of the remaining apartments, but it is my decision. Both Angela and Marilyn have called me an a-hole via the emails, basically, so my mother was right. This is the kind of person you are. Am I the a-hole for not giving my daughter anything? I did my part as a father and paid child support for a kid I never met. Many people I talk to say she's still your daughter, but it does not really feel that way. But I also feel bad. Honestly, this one is really hard. Don't get me wrong, I can see why in anger you wouldn't want to give her an apartment because you feel like your relationship with her was one-sided and that she didn't want it, but then she is still your daughter. I feel like because this person had 2, even more of a reason to give her 1, because do you really need 2 for retirement? Especially if you're working, so you'll have other money coming through and you have your retirement money obviously, plus this house, so do you really need the 2 of them? I don't know, it's a very in the middle one because I see both sides, because then it also makes you wonder, did she come back just for the money? Who knows? Nobody knows. But I would say that's kind of both people have done wrong here. I don't know where to put that one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This one was posted 2 hours ago. Am I the a-hole for not helping my struggling sister? Let's read this one. I, 31 female, have a younger sister, Lily, 29 female, and our relationship has always been rocky. We're complete opposites. I've always been the calm, quiet and studious one, while Lily was the outgoing, party-loving troublemaker. Growing up, Lily was often jealous whenever I was praised, and she'd go out of her way to provoke or mock me. Here's some background. In middle and high school, I'd sit quietly on the bus, listening to music or reading, while Lily hung out with her rowdy friends. Sometimes I'd fall asleep, and she and her friends would bully me for it. Lily got pregnant at 15 and gave birth at 16, which led her to drop out of high school. She was dating a guy 5 years older with our mum's approval because she seemed decent. But when Lily gave birth, it turned out someone else was the father. The dad, whom I'll call Sam, turned out to be trouble, into drugs and stealing. At the time, I had to drop out of college due to financial reasons and move back home. I was working hard, saving up for a car, but Sam stole my laptop twice and I found out Lily had helped him. He even stole my younger brother, Ethan's Wii. I was livid and moved out immediately with my then boyfriend, now husband. I cut off contact with Lily for years. Lily later got pregnant again by a guy named Mike while Sam was incarcerated. She married Mike and they had a 3rd child, my youngest niece, who is autistic. But Mike turned out to be just as bad as Sam, lazy, neglectful, foul-mouthed, and he even cheated on Lily while she was pregnant. Last year, Mike got caught stealing over $10,000 from his job, leading to an investigation. Lily, who also worked there, got fired too. Throughout all this, Lily constantly asked our parents for money, manipulating them and playing the victim whenever they refused. She's disrespected our mother and treated our parents terribly despite all their help. She's even borrowed money from our younger brother and never paid him back. I've tried to help Lily in the past, offering to help her start a business and apply for jobs, but she never listens. She once lied about moving to Texas for a Section 8 program, which was just covering for moving in with Mike. Now she's facing eviction because she hasn't paid rent and she's asked me for money. I don't have $500 to spare, let alone the amount she needs. Our mum has already bought her kids all their back to school supplies, but I can't muster any sympathy for Lily. I'm tired of seeing our parents stressed because of her, and I feel like she'll never change. The only people I truly feel bad for are her kids. Am I the a-hole? Honestly, I'm gonna say you're not the a-hole. I mean, if you haven't got the money, then you haven't got the money. There's literally nothing you can do. I feel like the two of them had like arguments in the past that kind of affected their relationship as sisters, but you know, despite all of that, if you haven't got the money to help someone, then there's like you can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? You can try to be there for them mentally, but like actually being able to like physically give them money and stuff, like it's a hard thing to do if you haven't got the money to spare. So am I the a-hole? My girlfriend refuses to shower. Interesting. Okay, let's go. I love reading through these, honestly. My early 30s girlfriend, late 20s. Wait, that's kind of irrelevant. I guess it kind of is relevant actually if you can't shower at that age, if you're refusing to shower. I don't know, let's go again, guys. My early 30s to late 20s girlfriend refuses to shower. For context, she is on the spectrum and has difficulties with motivation for certain tasks. I've been in the military for about a decade and I live a very disciplined life. Hygiene is incredibly important to me. Historically, more soldiers die from poor hygiene and disease than they do bullets. After spending 30 hours without sleep, flying across the country and on layovers, flight delays, we FaceTimed. She told me she hadn't showered in 7 days whilst having a conversation. I told her that it's gross and that she needs to shower. She told me that she couldn't. Her excuse was that her mental health prohibits her from showering and it gives her a sensory issue. I persisted and told her that it was super important that she takes care of herself. This went back and forth a few times about her refusing to get out of bed and take what I consider proper care of herself. I asked her how I can be supportive of her. She has historically declined a response to this every single time. This inability to shower has been a long time issue for her. She proceeded to hang up on me and then post on her Instagram story about how she hates all men. After messaging her about it, she said she hates all men including me, saying I'm treating this the exact worst way possible. She proceeded to tell me that this is her mental barrier and she can't get over it and that I'm belittling her. I don't feel that I was belittling her, but rather expressing my concern to something that's really important to me. She then proceeded to make a public post about how I'm belittling her, a grotesque exaggeration, changing certain details to make herself seem like the good guy, changing my intent, saying I was doing it to belittle her, and when all I wanted is for her to have good hygiene. I told her that her friend circle is always going to side with her no matter the issue, and that what you need is an anonymous, unbiased opinion on the matter. I also told her it's not okay to make our private lives public like this. This post is anonymous, so it's not the same as sharing with our social circle. She says I'm belittling her and making her feel useless, whereas this is not my intent at all. I just wanted to shower, as I feel going a week without showering is unacceptable. So am I the a-hole, and if I do, how do I approach this? What do I do? I get mental health makes certain tasks difficult, but it is not something I can just let slide. I'm gonna say you are the a-hole, because although is not good that she hasn't showered for this long, I feel like she clearly is going through something. You obviously admitted being in like a strong disciplined lifestyle because you're in the military, so maybe that harsh approach isn't working for her. Maybe offering her help, like speaking to someone or getting help from somebody, or trying to find out a way that makes it easier for her, if maybe baths was a better option, or like, you know, washing yourself like the sink or something like that, like something that can help her in some way or help her get over her shower issue. But yeah, I feel like the approach was just wrong, maybe. But guys, that is all of the Am I the A-hole confessions and stories we're going to be listening to today. Let me know if you want a part 3 of this, as I have done this in the past. I love reading these. I find it so fascinating seeing what other people have got going on. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.